This is my tiny kitchen. And this is me in my tiny kitchen. I don't have a lot of cabinet space. I don't really have much of a pantry, and yet I have to declutter this and reconfigure it after living here for almost 17 years and not really changing much. This is my kitchen storage for a family of 5. First things first, gotta put everything down onto the counters to try to reconfigure everything, clean the cabinets, which is something you should do regularly as it is. The way I've had it has not been working for me. I figure I should put my favorite things where I could just reach them right away. This is my favorite casserole dish. When it comes to minimalism, our whole goal is to have the things that we love to be used most often and where we can see it and value it and like it. So I usually have these bowls on the top, but I use them so often to make so many things. Yeah, bowls on the bottom. I could put cups in the middle, the plates on the bottom as well. Oh, it's going to be great. Casserole dishes on top. I love specialty things that are handmade, like from Etsy. We got this green matcha tea bowl as well as this dragonfly cup, which I actually don't use that much, but now I'm going to put it in a display area where I will use it more often. And this is a Winnie the Pooh mug. We each have one mug, except for my husband, who has 2 mugs, but they're used for different things, so they have a purpose. My bread box is not working where I've had it, and it is always pretty full. The bread box will be put somewhere, I just don't know where yet. I like where I'm putting these things, and even my children said, hey, this works better. I like this. What's crazy is most of the things I own, I've had my entire marriage, which is almost 21 years now. And some of the things I have, I bought within the past few years, and other things were made for me, given to me. And now it's just trying to figure out what I'm going to use more often than others. Plastic things that I don't touch at all, I'm going to not keep. I have muffin tins, and I've got empty tins for cookies that I use, and just everything. When you have it cluttered and put on one place, and I hate it more that way, it just motivates me to get rid of stuff. When I see everything laid out and I just go, ew, this is gross. I need to get rid of stuff. I'm putting the cookie tins in this very top part that I can't reach ever, and I only use the cookie tins for like holidays, so this is going to be a good place for it, way deep in there. And this area, it's like really deep, and I don't even know what's in here. What? No, her words are simple and few. Listen, listen, she's calling to you. Feed the birds, tuppence a I know, I needed to do a little break though. It was fun. I found this bird seed in there because I used it years ago for a project on nature and homeschooling, and we fed the birds. And so I said, well, I could always use this for another project, and I didn't. So I said, I'm getting rid of it now. This whole area is really deep and it's obnoxious. I don't like the cabinet on the right side, so I'm putting my cookie trays in there, and they were in this middle section, but now I'm putting my appliances I use a lot, like my mixer, my rice cooker, and my other casserole dish. I'm putting that all here. I'm trying to just reconfigure and try to see what's gonna go where. That bread box, I don't like it up there after all. I'm taking that down, and I'm just trying to figure it out, and that's okay. Sometimes you've got to put things in places and see what you think and say, nope, never mind. There's just something weird about my cabinet placement and the fact that I have a little pantry area and little storage area that I have to just reconfigure everything. And I want to be able to reach and get things that I use the most in the middle. So that's why I put those things in the middle. Here I say, you know what, put vitamins on the top. I can reach those right in front with the cookie tins behind it, and that would be perfect. So these are like my kids' vitamins and my vitamins and my husband's colostrum and just whatever I have that I can just reach real quick and get. But cornstarch, why do I have 2 containers? 3? why that is not something I like to do. My mom has always bought multiple things and not noticed, and that is not like me, so I'm mad at myself for doing that. But I'm going to put my things that I use for baking where it's easy to reach. I had it all the way up top, and with glass containers, I don't really want them all the way up, so this looks way better. And I'm putting my husband's tea and coffee stuff that he uses in the area where I used to have my bread box. This just feels better. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Yeah. I believe in having clean counters. I don't like stuff, with a small kitchen, you have to have your counters clean. Look how much better this is. I use every single one of these items on a regular basis. This is perfect. I stacked all my stainless steel pots together and I put the lids on the side just to save some room. These are my baking supplies. My cutting board originally did not fit where I had it. Now it finally fits somewhere with all the baking sheets. This is really good. And then I don't have to stretch all the way in there to get what I need that's further in. It's right there. And the bread's there for now. It will be fine. And I love having clean counters. But I don't like having the kettle out all the time, but we use it constantly throughout the day. So we keep it out, but I tend to like to put things away. Very important to me to get rid of things right away. So this is just a couple days after I decluttered my kitchen. And there are things like stuff I don't use. Like I had a plastic colander, which I don't like. And I had my trays. I do have some clothes that are both mine and my boys' clothes that they've outgrown. And aprons that we had for the kids that were actually made by my mother-in-law, and some books. So these, and a couple toys that were my kids. So these are going to be donated right now. Hey everyone, this is a week after I did all that video to say that I have been really loving this setup. I had to adjust to some of it, but it's been really great. So we're in my kitchen, so behind me, because you didn't see this in the other part of the video, I have the fridge on the other side of where the counters are. So all that I have, I use on a regular basis. I was like, okay, what do I not use regularly that I could get rid of? So I was really glad to get rid of that stuff. I went straight to Goodwill after I packed up my car. This convection oven, I have not been using it for like probably the past 9 months. I don't think I've even needed to use it. My husband likes to make toast, so I'm gonna find out how I can make toast, maybe in the oven, because I use my regular oven instead of a microwave. I don't have a microwave. I don't really need this oven. It works wonderfully. It's beautiful, but I want to free up counter space if I can, and maybe I could keep my knives. This set, I was given this, I think this was a bridal shower gift 21 years ago by my brother, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it was someone else. I love it so much. And I've used it for years. And I think if I put it over here, I would really like that more instead of over by my sink. Also, this thing, this is huge. I don't have this all filled. So I'm gonna try to find something smaller. When I dropped off the stuff at Goodwill, I actually looked inside to see if there was a nice container, and everything was just way too small. And so I need to find something that will fit this, where it's wide at the bottom, but not so much at the top maybe. I don't know. I've had this for the whole time I've been married too. So this is almost 21 years old. All the plates that you saw also I got for my bridal shower, except for like a few. I think there are 3 other plates that I did not get because I broke plates over time. After 20 years, sometimes things break in the sink. When I'm doing dishes, sometimes I accidentally drop something and I break something. Or there have been times where, for instance, every single glass that I once had when I was first married, which I loved the glasses I had so much, they all broke within 5 years, 6 years, something like that. I started to take peanut butter jars, and now they're my drinking glasses because I break glasses so often. I think like part of what I do, like for instance, if this is in the sink to be washed and I boiled water in a pot to make pasta and I pour the hot water in the sink, this cracks and it breaks, and I've broken so many that way. And other times it's just like, it's a peanut butter jar, so it's not like It's crazy, but it's interesting because I have a child who's allergic to peanut butter. So I'm very careful about what I have in my house with peanut butter. I like can't use this if he's home. I go through these and they're cheap because I'm just buying my peanut butter and then reusing the jar. Most of the things that you saw in my video are things I've had for a really long time. There are only a few things that are newer. As a minimalist, I am very careful to know, what do I use in my kitchen? So when you are decluttering your kitchen, you need to know, what do you use the most often? What do you use it for? And in doing so, it's so helpful. Well, I don't use this, so there's no reason, like this oven that I have and not having a microwave for over a decade. There's no point. I'd rather use my oven. I love using my oven instead. When you have such a small kitchen, you have to also think about the pros and cons to having things. Like I used to have a crock pot. I had no room for it. So instead I make everything on the stove, and I'm fine with that. There are some people where they find a crock pot necessary. There's some people that find a microwave necessary. So yeah, when you are decluttering your kitchen, just take inventory. If you have to write it down, if you need to be more organized in how you see what's in your kitchen, go for that. Like if you have to write everything down, if that helps you. For me, it's just, I see it. I'm a visual person. If I see it and I'm like, I don't use that, then I don't need it. So I don't like clutter at all. That really helped me to be able to downsize what I didn't really need. But I hope that you were able to gather something to inspire you, that even if you have a small kitchen like me, you could still keep it clean and tidy. When you see people that have these giant kitchens and all the cabinetry, all of the different drawers, and I'm like, if I had such a big space, would I want to really fill them all? Because even here, I don't have everything filled. I don't know if you realized when you were watching that not everything was filled. I feel sometimes people, they see this, well, I have this big kitchen, I might as well fill it. And as a minimalist, I feel it's important to know what you really use and need. You don't need to fill up those places. If you have empty drawers, that's okay. Okay, so I've been really quiet because my baby is still sleeping. My family went off to school and work. And so now I'm just tidying up around here. I'm about to have some water. That's why my glass is empty. I'm so thirsty. Thank you for watching my video and have a great day.